Hello, welcome to the Math Tutor channel. This is the Math Tutor and we are going to continue with our series on quadratic equations. I hope you followed the previous parts, and now we are looking at how to use the quadratic formula. Remember, we said that some equations, quadratic equations, don't have factors, and for all those equations that don't have factors, you can always use the quadratic formula. And also the quadratic equations that also have factors can still be solved using the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula should always be your the first approach to all quadratic equations if you have not been specifically instructed to use a particular method like factorization or graphical method. So this is how the quadratic formula is laid out. So we say x is negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We've already talked about this. So the leading coefficient in this first equation is 1, so it is represented by a, and b is negative 5 and c is 3. Okay, so putting it into the quadratic formula, we shall have x equal to negative 5 plus or minus square root negative 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3 all over 2 times 1, because it is the a. Okay, so at that point we can now get the first value of x to be plus 5 into root. Now this will be 25 minus 12 all over 2. So our first value of x will be 5 plus root 13 all over 2. Okay, and our second value will be 5 minus root 13 all over 2. Remember to give your answer to 3 significant figures. Checking our calculator, you can now check 5 plus root 13 divided by 2. Just a minute. So square root of 13 first of all is 1.8. Okay, so we can add 5 now and divide by 2. So our first value of x will be, okay, just a minute. So okay, so square root of, I beg your pardon, the square root of 13 plus 5 divided by 2, we get 4.30. Okay, this will be the answer to 3 significant figures. I know you can see that they are just 2 decimal places, but when you look at the numbers after the 0, if you round off to 3, then these will be 4 significant figures. So that is why we just stop at 0. And our second value will be the square root of 13 negative plus 5, and then we divide it by 2, and our second value of x will be 0.697, 3 significant figures. So this is the application of quadratic formula. Okay, yeah, so you can also look at this second one quickly. We can do it quickly. We can say x is equal to what is the coefficient of x? B plus or minus square root. I'm putting the values in directly. B squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Okay, so the first value will be negative 2 plus, okay, under root 4 minus 2 squared. Okay, this is negative 1. Okay, don't forget the signs, like that, all over 2. So the first value of x will be negative 2 plus root 8 over 2, and the second value of x will be negative 2 minus root 8 over 2. So checking our calculator for the first value of x, it is the square root of 8, okay, minus 2 divided by 2. So you're getting the first value as 0.414, three significant figures, and then the second value of x will be the square root of 8, okay, it is negative, and then minus 2, and then we divide that by 2, so we get a negative answer as negative 2.414. Okay, so because these are four significant figures, by the way, and the instruction is 3, so you just have to cut off the 4, and that will be the answer. Okay, I hope this helped you understand quadratic formula. See you in my next video. Bye bye.